I can't lie, man. I forgot I had a YouTube channel. Been way too long since I last uploaded. Not only that, but it's also absolutely warm. Not but warm. It's absolutely cold as balls. But hey, let's ignore the negative side of things. And just talk about some absolute stupidity for ZU and stuff, man. For about 20 odd minutes, because we've got bugger else to do. Feel me? As much as like cold outside and stuff, it's absolute lovely air. Not that windy at all either. So hey, oh, I'm also tired of shite. But hey, let's make the most of this. So the Dudunsparce, man. The Dudunsparce is such a weird ass Pokemon. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight to it. What the hell not? The Dudunsparce is a weird ass Pokemon. There's like a suspect test going on for it right now, like for ZU, and might have sped around the requests about in the middle of the night because Mike Tyson, Jake Paul was going on. Netflix was like all over the place with their stuff. Like their service is complete horse. I've just cancelled the subscription, by the way, because honest to God, man, all that just for like the service to be dead and for the fight to even just be like awful. What the hell was the fight about even? Like Mike Tyson just couldn't throw a punch. He was just biting his gloves. He was like like if I was looking at fucking sports folks like biting stuff, I'd look at Luis Suarez highlights, mate. Honestly, my word, man, absolute nonsense, Just like what I'm gonna be rambling on about. But anyway, that's besides the point. The Dudunsparce is a very silly Pokemon. It has a lot of sets which like define it, which is the big thing I'd say related to the Dudunsparce. Has things like coil, like okay. There's a few ways to describe about it. There's good stuff about the Dudunsparce, and there's like ugly stuff about the Dudunsparce. So for starters, it's a very good glue Pokemon. Like good little mixed wall on both ends. Ideally, you want to run as a special wall, but it's got good sides to both like ends, so you can do like coil sets as well. With like Dragon Tail and stuff. It's very like good for a balanced wind condition, for example, like bulky offense, because yeah. Or you can run like more on the offensive terms, like Carmine, Boom Burst stuff, or even just like utility stuff like Toxic, Stealth Rocks and stuff like that. It's got Roost Reliable Recovery, and yeah, it's a good glue mon. But there's a lot of ugly things related to the Dudunsparce, which makes it such a stupid Pokemon, I'd say. For instance, like you've got Terastallization. Although it doesn't really make Pokemon broken, like it does affect the Dudunsparce in a lot of ways. For example, you can like Terra Ghost to like break through. What the hell was a bird there? You can like Terra Ghost Shadow Ball to like break through a lot of his checks necessarily. For example, just like some of the normal resists. I think Rhydon is a decent example of this. The Rhydon's like massively popped up in the metagame lately, especially with like things it can do with Sword Dance shenanigans and like more slower teams or just general Stealth Rock sets. Like Rhydon has definitely seen a resurgence in ZU and even PU lately, but that's a different story. Oh my days, why am I tired? I need more sleep, mate. I need more sleep. Bloody hell. Anyway, as I was saying, you've got Dragon Tail that just completely nullifies all through like all the, how do I say it, the sub-sweepers in general. Like, for example, you want to run like Growth Diplin. Typically runs like Terra Poison, I think. I'm not sure how like versed I am in the metagame at this point, but you could run something like that and you're just completely nullified it by the Dragon Tail stuff, because you're faster. You'll be faster. You'll have better. If you've wasted your Terra on something else, yeah, you're just completely gone. The best you can do is like Giga Drain and stuff, and again, the Dudunsparce as a special wall is just generally really potent, or like really solid as a whole. It's like very difficult to break through, especially with the reliable recovery Roost. What else is there? You've got, again, things like Toxic, which although have been completely slashed from move pools lately, in this generation, it's still a very good tool. It's still on the Dudunsparce and Dunsparce entirely. I don't know why I want to mention Dunsparce, but Dunsparce is such a stupid Pokemon. My word, man. What a Game Freak decide to make a Serene Grace Body Slam on. Oh yeah, that's besides the point. Yeah, Body Slam Serene Grace is completely stupid. If you look at like Jirachi and DPP and stuff, yeah, it uses it in some form of utility. And it's pretty good, but like at the same time, man, you can also combine it with like some dumb flinch shenanigans, like Bite or like Zen Headbutt. Well, not the Dudunsparce, not Jirachi. Jirachi runs Iron Head, and it's also completely dog. It's like completely stupid. But again, I'm just mumbling about some stuff. Throat Spray as well, and Choice Spec sets. just to really capitalize on Boom Burst too, on like more like hyper offense related streams, like agility and stuff, because it is completely potent, mate. So whilst in that sort of vein, Dudunsparce has a lot of sets necessarily. It still has a few checks that just generally navigate around a lot of sets, unless it's like terrestrialization for like Terra Ghost, or even like I don't know, stored power. Oh yeah, that also exists. Stored power on like terrain teams, because why the hell would you run a terrain team, especially with the Unburden ban? Actually, no, there's a reason for it. Like Thwack is a good Pokemon in the right circumstances, especially with like Frigarath, and I don't know, I'm just mumbling about. But anyway, what am I talking about again? What am I talking about again? Dudunsparce. Ah yeah, okay. So Dudunsparce, in a lot of ways, as I said, it's a glue Pokemon. So a lot of teams like slap on a Dudunsparce. But at the same time, it can get to the point where it's very potent in a lot of ways. Let me give you a few examples on this sort of stuff. So you have a Charizard, for example. A Charizard is a very stupid little Pokemon. In its here as well. You got very good like offenses. You can run like belly drum sets with Citrus Berry and stuff, but typically you'd want to run like the special attack instead with like Fire Blast, Scorching Sands, Will-O-Wisp, and Roost. I think. Yeah, I think it's Roost. Yeah, it is Roost. Is it? Yeah, it is. I'm just torn on top of my head, really. But Charizard is a good like. It hits hard. It does enough damage. It has good speed. Yeah, such as Typhlosion, to be fair. That's besides the point. And Will-O-Wisp helps nullify the sets of Body Slam, Dragon Tail, and stuff like that. But you don't want to switch in, which is the difficult part. You don't really want to switch in to Dudunsparce, because like the Body Slam paralysis is absolutely annoying as balls to deal with, especially with like what's this hell? The Dudunsparce is a wall, so it can like just theoretically be like, hey, I'm gonna do enough damage to you, and then you just have to keep like forcibly healing, or you just have to switch out anyway. And even then, it doesn't really answer like Boom Burst sets that well, because again, Boom Burst just does a 140 base power move, no drawbacks on a Pokemon like the Dudunsparce. It's completely stupid. Let's keep it real. So some of them. Then you also got like Regirock. Regirock's a good Pokemon, but I've seen a little bit of Dudunsparce like Terra Ghost and stuff, and Terra Ghost is, and then you completely shut down Regirock as well. So it's like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Also, again, you could just Dragon Tail phase everything. It doesn't really matter. All forms the same. All form is the same, being like Iron Press, but again, you can just Terra Ghost. Coil sets could answer, but again, you have the same problems of what's this hell? Just being phase through from like Dragon Tail and stuff, which is kind of difficult to navigate around a lot of the time, especially with like what's this hell? How bulky the Dudunsparce is in the meta game, with like it's 100 plus base HP and stuff, for instance. But I'm getting off kilt here. Other than that, there's also Terra Fairy like blocks his own phasing from like Dipplin opposing Dudunsparce, and just all sorts really. There's a lot of really dumb stuff related to Dudunsparce. Other checks that I could navigate around it. Oh yeah, Weezing. Weezing has like Will-O-Wisp and all. Doesn't really take Boom Burst that well, unless you like Terra Steel, but then again it's Terrestrialization, that's for you. Should have been banned in the beginning of the generation. It's completely stupid personally, but what the fuck am I talking about? B-Tech BKC looking ass. My word, man. I look shit. I look shit. Anyway, back to this. Weezing has like Will-O-Wisp and like Haze and stuff. There's a lot of like dumb forms of utility. It has like Rocky Helmets, like you can't really like continuously click Body Slams with it. Is there a police car out there? What the hell? My word, man. Anyway, so yeah, so how I've got the requests themselves. So typically one would like have a Regirock or Weezing, and like, let's say Porygon 2. Porygon 2 has like risen up recently with like Foul Play, Reliable Recovery, Trace to like completely shut down things like Typhlosion. Even though Typhlosion's been just lesser off in the metagame. Jolteon, there's that too. Voltorb. I've seen Lantern runs Flip Turn. But it can also run Volt Switch, so you can like Volt Block. There's a big thing related to that as well, which makes Porygon 2 a good example. A good Pokemon, just generally speaking. Even like download sets of agility and stuff could be like really interesting. But again, that's just besides the point. That's why I don't even say Theory Mon. That's just very silly stuff. Bloody hell, man. Okay, so yeah, typically when I say this, Regirock, Weezing, and P2 like form some really good form of defensive core, which is kind of the big thing related to those three Pokemon. a lot of them have seen like crazy usage recently. I mean, you can even run Rhydon as like a defensive core. I don't want to mention that too much, but I might as well mention it right now. All three of them are very, very capable Pokemon in SU. Tier below ZU right now, as we speak. So yeah, you'll be seeing all. I wouldn't say all three of them, but like you'd see at least two. You'd at least see P2 and Rhydon rise up to a tier. There's nothing about it right now. What the hell's going on there, man? Ah, why am I getting sidetracked? Bloody hell. So, just both of them are seeing like decent sort of usage in I believe in UMPL, especially I think. Especially P2, I think, has lately been seen a lot in, UMPL, that's what it is. I've seen a fair bit in ZEPL as well, alongside like Rhydon Weezing. That, like, some for like different reasons. For example, Weezing had like neutralizing gas to just prevent the unburden sweepers, then it's just then it just switches out, and then you have like a choice scarf user, you have like just a fast Pokemon, or even your own unburdened Pokemon, but you don't typically run Weezing alongside Thwacky and stuff. That's kind of stupid. Bloody hell, man. But what do I say about Dudunsparce? I think Dudunsparce, just in terms of like as a Pokemon, I think it's a little bit. It's too potent to really like stand a tier personally. I think it's a generally good Pokemon, and if like let's say you have like a few more drops in another metagame, even like the previous metagame, like was it so, when the ZU SU was a lot more out there. I mean, it still is out there, but a lot more out there when it was like considered like genuinely ban-worthy with things like wasn't so triple arrows being dumb as balls. You have like sword stance sets, you have like choice band sets like U-turn and stuff, knockoff, a lot of utility related to the Dudunsparce Suspect as well. It's all bloody nonsense, man. It's all bonkers, man. Even I think in that sort of iteration of the game, it was a lot more balanced. Oh yeah, there was also Covert Cloak, was this Mesprit you can use a lot of the time. Covert Cloak is such a good item, especially for like the body slam paralysis stuff, because paralysis is just fundamentally stupid personally, but that's just a different story about that, man. I think I'll be voting ban, but it's a very there's a lot of cases against it as well, considering like there's a lot of mons necessarily that can at least navigate around the Dudunsparce, especially if like you know what kind of set it is. But considering you have stuff like the set potency of like boom burst sets are bonkers, and then you've got just the diversity as a whole. It makes it more of a guessing game. So like let's say you get the wrong, let's say you assume it's coil, but then it's boom burst. You then have to like switch out in another turn, and you can get another turn for Carmine to go off, and then makes it a lot more difficult for the Pokemon to like stop the Dudunsparce necessarily. I mean, you could also, I think Terra Dark has been like used just to stop Encore, but then again, from like Whimsicott, yeah, Whimsicott, and like Sableye, even though Sableye's kind of meh. I don't know why meh. I mean, no, to be fair, it's run a lot in Sun. It's run a lot in Sun, like Hyper Friends and stuff like that. But still, just I think it's very slightly too potent in this iteration of the metagame. What else do I want to talk about? I have like a list of things. Oh fucking hell! I'm actually get around. What's this up? 21 Jump Street. So, pretty one of the strangest moves I've seen in like a long ass time. I don't know why it's taking me now like a whole like honestly like 10 plus years just to get around it. Then again, I was a fucking child 10 years ago. What am I talking about, man? Absolute nonsense. Fucking how the shout out Dax Flame, by the way. I don't know why like I want to mention just a bunch of random names and stuff, but hey, shout out Dax Flame, man. How the fuck you get part of 21 Jump Street? Fucking Ice Cubes there, man. Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, fucking Kanye West, man. Why am I mentioning all this shit anyway? Yeah, peak cinema, absolute peak cinema. Fucking Korean Jesus was just an absolute comedy masterclass when it comes to movies and stuff. I mean, I'm saying too much, man. Let me just move on before I get fucking too nonsensical. Let's go to I'll tell you what, I want to cover one Pokemon today. One more Pokemon today. Tropius. Tropius, the banana dinosaur itself. There's a lot of I have a love-hate relationship with this Pokemon. It's like, damn, such a fun-ass mon. But it's also such an annoying mon sometimes as well. Let's talk about ADV ZU first, because ZU is pretty what you came here for. ZU will be in the title. ZU, a lot of ZU stuff will be in the thumbnail. Let's keep it real. You run. There's like sets. There's Sun Sweeper sets, as well with like Solar Beam, like mix sets. EQ. You can run like Hidden Power Flying, or you can just run Synthesis again because like more bulkier archetypes. Tropius is a fucking legend, man. I mean, it's a shame like how dog shit is like typing is. Suited for his role. Especially in the generation like Gen 3, because like you either have to commit to a Sunny Beam set, or you have to go like complete like defensive with like leeches and stuff, because Tropius as a Pokemon is just too. It's not good enough when it comes to Swords Dance stuff, because a lot of mons are either just faster than outright, or could just hit you with like Ice Beam and stuff, and you're just completely screwed. Take Porygon for example, that just clicks Ice Beam. And yeah, sure, I believe like after +2 you'll be able to. I think it's like +4 you're able to OK with like HP Flying or something. Don't fact check me on that one. I'm just saying this shit on the fly, but okay. But Tropius doesn't really do enough when it comes to that sort of stuff, even though his coverage of like hidden, like flying ground is completely crazy. But with the mons you have in the tier, let's say Coughing for example, Coughing just walls Swords Dance sets, and it's just like what the hell's the point? You'd have to run like mixed coverage with like Giga Drain and stuff. Either way, Sunny Beam sets again, as I mentioned, just a mixed coverage. At least with Solar Beam you'll be able to long-term overrun something like Coughing, because what's a cell? I believe unless you're running like Coughing can't reliably switch in, unless it's like you got Wish Delcatty alongside you, or like Wish Drowsy. That technically exists. Drowsy does exist, even though you'd probably rather Calm Mind subsets on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Drowsy's kind of mid actually, just generally mid. I don't know what. It's not bad actually. It's not that bad, but like it is kind of mid, especially for like what the tier offers. Especially with like Mighty Yenna being like S tier for some reason. Why the hell not? Yeah. Sunny Beam sets, as I mentioned, like you'll be able to overrun them long term, just because of like how stupid its special defense is. And if you're running like a more physically defensive Coughing, then you just get overrun like a lot more against the likes of just more like choice band users, like I think double edge Porygon, no, not double, Rock Slide Anorith, like either Banded Anorith or like +2 Swords Dance Anorith, could just like trickle you down through like Rock Slide and stuff, even like flinches, dumb stuff like that. What else on top of my list? Fucking hell. Mighty Yenna would, no. Mighty Yenna doesn't really do much, unless you like, unless on the context that, you have like a sub Mighty Yenna with like Howl and stuff like that, which again has seen a lot more usage lately. Howl has seen a lot more usage, let's not deny that. But generally speaking, when it comes to Howl, you'd rather I think that it's more of like a surprise set, I feel, rather than like an actual good set in his own. You can get some good barrage out of Howl, but I think you'd rather run Swords Dance and stuff like Beedrill or Anorith, for instance, especially with like how good their like offensive combination is, and like the rock typing on Anorith in particular just lets it like swallow an entire double edge from Epom. Epom's such a silly mon, by the way. How far has it fallen off in the tier as well? I don't understand it, man. I genuinely do not understand it. I don't understand how I look this shite. Why am I so negative about myself, man? I need to like appreciate what the hell I am. Anyway, what am I saying? Tropius, yeah. So Tropius is a generally okay Pokemon in ADV ZU, like as this kind of iteration of the metagame looks like. What else? I think that's it really. I mean, Delcatty walls it unless you're running SD, which SD is kind of a mess set overall. Okay, let's talk about DPP SU now. That's like the real meat of the bone. So in DPP ZU, DPP ZU and SU have like a lot of shifts lately. So stuff like Pharaoh, Dudunsparce, Sudowoodo, all that stuff, for example, is like risen to a SU proper, ZU proper. So there's been a lot of power vacuum lately when it came to DPP ZU, SU even. What am I talking about? So one of the Pokemon that has like taken a resurgence lately is Tropius. I ran a lot of Tropius sets with like Swords Dance and stuff like that. Again, Swords Dance is a lot more effective in DPP SU compared to ADV, because there's a few things about it. For starters, Leaf Blade being introduced in the tier is a big thing. Massive, genuinely important, genuinely vital to this thing's viability, might I add, because like how Leaf Blade is like you go from a Pokemon that has a very, let's keep it real, dog shit stab combination to a Pokemon that at least like knows what the hell it's doing with Leaf Blade and stuff. Not only that, but again, you still have the usual Earthquake. Your offenses aren't awful, ace in DPP ZU, especially with the power in DPP SU, especially with the power vacuum lately. I mean, your best swords dance competition is Crokinole, which is completely busted, but that's besides the point. That's just Crokinole for you. Like, what the fuck is this man doing? With like bulky swords dance sets, priority with Aquajet. It gives you a lot of similar fights to Crawdon in DPP ZU, but there's a lot less checks to it because like things like Ivysaur up and ZU as well, and like the best grass type in the tier is like Chirim, which Chirim is kind of meh. And then like I guess there's artillery for the in that sort of situation, but typically you would want to run like 190 speed, for example, anyway, just to outspeed the artillery and like hit it with return and Aquajet or something like that. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Crocodile's such a dumb Pokemon. Honest to God, man. Why the hell is it not banned? Because the council doesn't exist. What am I talking about? There's like no council. There's councils. Ah, okay, I need to stop slandering. Bloody hell, give me a sec. There's no like bathroom breaks here, unfortunately, so you're just gonna have to see me cut the one freaking part off of me just trying to rearrange my hair to make sure I'm not looking like an absolute gimp. Even though I kind of still look like a gimp, because bloody hell, man, I need to go for a shave. My word, man. Anyway, Tropius. So Tropius is like just bulky enough to say again. Functions are pretty decent grass type, even with like a Stealth Rock weakness. Spikes have gone up necessarily over like Pineco seeing a lot more usage, Badoo's seen a lot more usage lately. Both of those mons are like, I think are now like B tier probably. Maybe Badoo's like B minus because again like Badoo is very exploitable on the physical defensive side. And Sleep Ban, that's a big thing. Sleep Ban with like Butterfree and stuff because again the power vacuum is like that significant I think to it. What else is there? What else is there, folks? You can also, again, Sun has gone up a little bit, just purely because of the fact that, again, there's been a power vacuum. Ivysaur being a good check to things like Solar Beam and stuff has gone up. I mean, has gone up to ZU. So your best answer to Sun necessarily is like Chirim, which, again, just abuses Sun by Sign Right. Castform, again, is a glue Pokemon. I don't think I've seen any usage whatsoever. Castform has no usage. But I think when it comes to Sun, you run something like, what's this hell? Ponyta? I think it's Ponyta. I think you run like Ponyta, Weepinbell, Tropius. Bloody hell, is this ADV ZU all over again? Ah, am I fucking talking about? Yeah. Tropius, Weepinbell. Actually, no, you could run Charmeleon, in fairness. Charmeleon's right there, but I think you'd rather run the Ponyta for the Solar Beam. And like just a very slightly better speed. I think that's the big thing about it between these two. But generally speaking, though, Tropius has definitely seen a lot more of a resurgence related to the tier. No one like broken by any means, especially considering we are talking about Tropius here. Tropius as a fundamental Pokemon is completely silly. Like fundamentally underwhelming, especially with like his base stats. Because again, you have the weakness to rocks, you have the quad weakness to ice type moves like Ice Beam and stuff, which get spammed completely everywhere. But yeah, is that everything I want to talk about? I don't know, man. Balance teams like Leech Seed again technically still exist, but I think you'd rather run Tropius on a more offensive sort of structure, or even like balance again. Just SD. SD is just a big thing. It's now like the seal and deal of just because how moderately adequate Leaf Blade is a move, I think. But I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Maybe I might try and throw in some clips at the end, just showcasing how good Tropius is. Other than that, this is just me yapping away for about a solid 24 minutes, just absolute nonsense. But yeah, take care, lads.